To our breaking news now, in the search for a downed plane east of Palm Beach. The Coast Guard is out in the water right now. They've got a cutter on the water. They've got a chopper in the air leading the search.
That's right. News Channel 5's Andrew Lofholm. He's live for us at the Coast Guard station in Riviera Beach with much more on the search and rescue effort. Andrew?
Jay, that cutter that you mentioned actually left from this inlet station, Lake Worth Inlet Station here in Riviera Beach. That helicopter you mentioned left from Miami, and then a second boat also left here from this inlet station here. Also, PBSO is assisting in that search with boats in the water as well. Now, this aircraft, that single-engine aircraft with 2 people on board, left about 1 p.m. from Lantana and then went down 23 miles east of here, where that search is going on in the Atlantic Ocean right now. Now, its destination was Harbor Marsh in the Bahamas, but again, that plane went down on the way there. Now, we learned a little bit more, according to records, the plane is registered to Simmons Pet Properties LLC. Again, 2 people on board on that airplane when it went down, but we're still waiting to learn a lot more, still waiting for more updates from the Coast Guard, but we're outside here. Any more information that comes through from the Coast Guard end, we're going to have it for you first. We're live in Riviera Beach. Andrew Lofholm, WPTV News Channel 5.
Andrew, thank you. And our Ann Sterling, she's in Lantana this evening. This is where the plane took off earlier this afternoon. Ann has been gathering a good bit of information for us from the scene. Ann, what can you tell us tonight?
And in fact, Shannon, I just spoke to an employee here at the Lantana airport who saw this plane take off at 1 o'clock this afternoon. At the time, he says heavy rain was in the area. You can see the remnants of that storm right here in Lantana. Heavy rain, he said, at the time when it took off at 1 o'clock from this airport in Lantana, headed to the Bahamas, scheduled to arrive at 2:15. As Andrew told you, that search going on right now with the Coast Guard 23 miles off the Palm Beach coast. And again, the Coast Guard now confirming 2 people were on board that plane. What do we know about the plane? According to the Coast Guard, this plane is a Piper Saratoga, a single-engine plane. It is registered to Simmons Pet Properties, and the plane number is N3016L. And according to FlightAware, this plane has taken off from this airport here in Lantana 4 times in the past 2 weeks, going to and from the Bahamas. Reporting live, Ann Sterling, WPTV News Channel 5.
And thank you. WPTV aviation consultant Dave Bagelas flew in this morning from the Caribbean and experienced lots of showers and rain. He indicated weather might have been a factor as conditions have deteriorated all day. He added some perspective for us. What pilots encounter in pre-flight and what they see on the radar approaching those storms can be completely different. And the integrity of that Piper aircraft that Ann just mentioned makes a big difference.
These aircraft, they're not designed for strong weather. They're meant for fair weather flying. And if you got into a cell or a strong storm where the gusts exceeded what the aircraft was capable of, then it's very possible that he had a structural problem.
We will continue to follow this breaking news story on air and online. New at 5:30, a Stuart woman is devastated tonight after she says her cat suffered a cruel and untimely death. She says it happened while her pet was spending a week at a boarding facility in Palm City. News Channel 5's Ryan Hughes is working to get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
It was the worst decision I ever made.
Tiana Staten still heartbroken and struggling to accept that her cat, her fur baby Kurt, suffered a major injury and passed away.
He was the most amazing cat. He slept with me every night and he purred me to sleep.
Tiana and Kurt lived together on this boat in Stuart. He was an outdoor cat, but on December 24th, she decided to board him at Pet Spoilers LLC in Palm City because she was heading home for the holidays.
I was going to be gone for 2 weeks, so I didn't feel comfortable leaving him.
He was boarded for more than a week, but when she went to pick him up on January 4th, things took a tragic turn and she claims Kurt's cage was empty.
How can a cat be left alone for a week and he's chewed through wire and nobody noticed?
Days later, Tiana says an employee told her Kurt was found inside Pet Spoilers hanging upside down behind a water heater in the wall. Tiana says Pet Spoilers did rush him to the vet, but he had to be euthanized.
This is my worst nightmare. I mean, I expected to be with him for another 10 years. He was 5 years old.
We reached out to Pet Spoilers multiple times for an on-camera interview, but it declined. I did speak to the owner over the phone. He calls this an unfortunate incident and says something like this has never happened before. Tiana admits the owner posted flyers trying to help find Kurt, but now she wants everyone to know what happened to her cat so another family doesn't endure her pain.
You go there for a peace of mind and you come back to this, like, It's awful.
In Palm City, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
President Trump